Good afternoon, friends. Welcome once again to Overtime Tuesday edition. I am Connie and I am guest hosting for Miss Marisol today. And dugay na kita wala nagkita, but stay tuned and listen in to our discussion this afternoon. Kay interesting kayong atong discussion, especially for all of you who are interested in becoming lawyers or become successful lawyers and public servants. And with me, one of the most outstanding public servants po na akong nailhan, Attorney Oscar Moreno. Sir, mayong hapon diya sa imo.
Hi, Con. Salamat. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. And this afternoon, we are especially blessed, no? Dahil, we have a special guest. I don't know how to introduce. She'll be properly introduced, pero my role is to give you a glimpse of what our journey will be about in a short while after she is properly introduced. No? Ano siya? Galing na lawyer. Ano to Con, no? Now in government. And pero model din.
Yes.
Yes. Bira akong nakakita ng marami namang mga lawyers na magaganda, maraming mga lawyers na artista, pero ito lawyer na maganda na model pa. Model pa, no? Matalino pa.
Yes.
Oo. And wow, let's explore partly her world, no? And ako'y nagpapasalamat that she accepted our invitation. And she also comes from a family of luminaries, legal luminaries. Yeah. No? And kaya swerte-swerte tayo ngayon. Yes, Con, please do the honor of introducing our very special guest.
Yes, our guest for today, sir, is a lawyer, a model, like you mentioned, a columnist, and a government official. So she had she finished her bachelor's degree in the La Salle University, and she finished her law degree in Ateneo de Manila University. So she is a managing partner at Gutierrez Law Office, and at the same time, she's also the assistant secretary and legal consultant of Alliance of Concerned Transport Organizations. Recently, she was the Undersecretary for Plans, Public Affairs, and Communication at the Department of Interior and Local Government, where she served there in 2022 to 2024. And recently, she was not promoted. She is now with the DOJ as an Undersecretary. Sir, aside from all of her public and private practice, she's also the president of the Professional Models Association of the Philippines. And most notably, she was honored as one of the 100 most influential Filipino women in the world by the Filipina Women's Network. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, beauty and brains talaga ang guest natin today, attorney. Let's all welcome to the show, attorney Usec, Margarita Gutierrez. Attorney, welcome to the show and good afternoon to you.
Hello, hi, good afternoon sa inyo. Good afternoon, Mayor and Ma'am Connie.
Good afternoon.
It's great to be here po and thank you for the invitation. And hello po sa mga nakikinig at nanonood ng live.
Kami nga po nagpapasalamat sa iyo, Usec, no, for accepting our invitation. And wow, naano ako talagang hindi ako makapaniwala na merong Usec na model na ang daming alam no? Ang galing. And of course, successful din. Ano ba talaga? Saan ba ang pinakagusto mong gawin? Modeling or lawyering?
Public service po, Mayor. Ang gusto ko po lagi talaga sa serbisyo. So before it was private, in private practice, and then now in public service naman po. The modeling, it was my first love po talaga. Because when I was in law school po, nahihiya na kasi ako sa magulang ko na humingi lagi ng baon, or pambili ng books, or pambili ng damit. Kasi nga, at that time, most of my classmates were already my classmates in college were already working. So kumikita na sila. Pero ako, humingi pa rin ako ng baon sa parents ko. So, I decided to pursue modeling.
Yeah, ang mother ni Usec used to be
Former
ombudsman and
at Justice
ang
Secretary.
haba din ng ano niya, haba din ng public service career.
Grabe rin po yung achievement po ni Mama, and she always speaks so highly of you. Every time ma-mention yung name mo, Mayor, lagi niya sinasabi, oh, sobrang mabait yan, masipag, at magaling kumanta.
Kaya doon sa may mga occasions kasi na ano na nag-abot kami and there were some singing. I suppose doon sa birthday ni Sunny Belmonte, former speaker Sunny Belmonte, and ano, galing. How is your mom now, Usec?
She's doing well. She's currently with the GSIS. She's one of the board of trustees.
Yeah, galing. Please say hi to her for me.
I will.
Please.
Matutuwa yung when she finds out.
Si Usec din, sorority sister ng aking daughter-in-law sa Ateneo, si Trina Season Garcia. Ang napangasawa si Jang, akong bata na kaklase niya in Ateneo also.
Okay.
So kilala mo rin si...
Different story naman yun, Mayor. Makulit po yan si Attorney Jang Moreno. But law school pa lang kami, napakakulit yan. And then, I was fortunate enough to be able to have a meeting with him last year. Kasi very active po si Attorney Jang sa mga efforts po ng between Meralco and the Bureau of Fire Protection, which is under the Department of Interior and Local Government, which I used to be a undersecretary. Marami sila mga tulong na binibigay with BFP. So very active yung partnership. And si Attorney Jang Moreno yung laging representative ng Meralco. So halos kilala niya yung most of our undersecretaries and assistant secretaries po sa DILG. So, ayun po, natuwa ako na hindi nagbago yung anak nyo. Mahilig pa rin sa basketball, sir. At maloko pa rin, sir, sa mga hirit. Mabait. Pero dad na siya.
Pero mukhang ano siya, alam ko, nalilimit yung basketball niya. Ayaw yata itrina eh.
Nasa kamay, na siya, magkakaroon na siya ng third child na po.
Third baby.
Third baby. Cute.
Yeah, and yan si Tala, yung eldest nila, sinasanay ko yan ng Visayan song. Sinasanay ko. So whenever we meet up, whenever we see each other, I always make it a point to sing Usahay to her. No, Usahay is a local song, no? And nasasanay yan ng Usahay. And galing. Ano ako
parang sponge pa yung mga utak ng mga bata, no? Dapat sinasanay talaga sila ng ibang dialect, di ba? Or madaling turuan ng bata kapag maliit pa, sir.
Yeah. And kumusta buhay ngayon ni Usec Attorney Margarita Gutierrez?
So right now, sir, I'm still adjusting in my new role in the Department of Justice. I'm very happy po sa pag-transfer ko po. Although nasad po ko, syempre, na-miss ko na rin po yung DILG family ko po. But being in the DOJ, it's a new challenge. And also, I feel like I'm back home because, sir and Ma'am Connie, when I was young, yung mommy ko po, lalo na pag wala ko kaming katulong sa bahay, pinupuslit ako sa DOJ. Kasi nga walang katulong, walang pwedeng magbantay, my dad was also working. He has to, and bilang, being a mom, hindi naman niya ako pwedeng iwan kung saan. So she would bring me along with her to work. So DOJ was like a playground to me growing up. So I had really fond memories. And my mom was there kasi for almost 24 years. So literally, like, I grew up at the DOJ. So becoming an undersecretary was like being back home.
Parang nag-full
I see
circle.
some, and I'm working now with some of the lawyers who used to work with my mom. Yung nagsisimula pa lang sila. So I really feel at home there. Everyone's so nice and very friendly and professional. So nakakatawa. Magandang environment. So the more reason na gusto kong magsipag.
Yeah.
Because para maging magaling na, mas mahusay pa na public servant.
Yeah, and I was looking at your data. You've got a very impressive educational background. Yung sa pre-law mo was applied economics.
Applied economics. Yes, sir. Puro numbers. I don't know how I survived that, but here we are.
And then you also took some courses at George Washington University.
Yes, sir, I did.
Institute. Would you like to tell us about that?
Oh, so I wanted to try out studying abroad. I wanted to know if kaya ng magulang ko na, especially my mom, if kaya niyang mahiwalay sa akin for a long period of time. So I said, sige ma, I'll take a course in the US. Because that time I really wanted to go to Georgetown that time. But within 3 months, pinauwi na ako. So, because I needed to help out in the law office. So sabi ko, okay, I'll set aside muna my dream of taking up masters in the US and then to help out in the law office.
Yeah. Pero ano ka rin na, you're also a licensed real estate broker.
Yes, sir. Because property law was also a passion. I did so well in law school for property na subject. So when I became a lawyer, I would handle certain real estate transactions. So yung mga contracts. So I wanted to immerse myself further. So I decided to take up the real estate board exam.
Ang galing.
Saka sir, nagkaroon din kasi ako ng enkwentro. One time, I tried to broker. And then, siguro naman sana hindi ako mahuli dito. But I tried to broker. So I was acting like a broker. But syempre with another licensed broker. And then, but since I was the one directly handling the transaction, so parang sabi, sige, we'll give you the full commission for that. Ngayon, yung seller ng property, once na nabenta na yung property, suddenly told me na, hindi ka kasi licensed, kaya half lang ang ibibigay ko sa inyo. So parang parang na-shock ako doon. But at the same time, he's right naman because I'm not really a licensed broker back then. So I said, you know what, I'll get my license. I'll do this properly. And so I did.
Ang galing.
That's why I became a licensed broker.
And so nasa DOJ kayo. Essentially, anong mga functions mo ngayon sa DOJ Department?
The reason why I couldn't say my specific delineation yet because since I'm on board na, we have to make changes with the portfolios po ng mga undersecretaries. But right now, talagang I'm handling directly the communications part of the DOJ because we wanted to strengthen it. And also, mga gender and development concerns po. Kasi ako lang po yung kaisa-isang babae po na undersecretary po sa DOJ po for now. So lahat po ng mga women concerns po, ayun, dumadaan po sa akin. But I have, there are 2 other lovely ladies po in the DOJ, Assistant Annika and Assistant Secretary Annika Ong and Assistant Secretary Michelle. So si Michelle kaka-on board lang rin sa DOJ kasabay ko.
You also served as as an information officer din in the Supreme Court way back in 2010. So parang
Yes.
nag-double ka na rin in being in the information part of the department.
Yes, correct. So I did somehow an internship with the Supreme Court under then PIO head attorney Midas Marquez, who is now Supreme Court Justice. But there I handled mostly the writing part. So I was one of the ghost writers, if I could say that. But yeah, so I handled mostly the content and the writing. So
So ngayon, of the public face na talaga.
yes, yes. But right now, I wanted to be more effective. Our spokesperson is still Miko Clavano of the DOJ. But me, more of the behind the scenes. Kasi yung totoo talaga, Ma'am Connie, mahihain po talaga ako. Nag-iiba lang ako ng persona.
Hindi pa na model. Pwede ba yun?
Oo, ma'am, pwede. Kasi when you're up on stage, when you're walking, when you're doing a fashion show, I always internalize. And laging blank kasi dapat yung utak ko. So I feel like I'm just really walking. Because when you're modeling, pansin mo yung mga models, very blank yung face. Diba?
Yeah.
Wala nakasmile, bihira yung nakasmile is it's a RTW or ready to wear yung sinusuot nila. But me kasi, I usually do mga couture shows or yung mga for high-end designers. So I usually have a blank face. So kasi nga we wanted to focus more on the clothes or what we're wearing rather on our faces.
Yeah.
So ayan ang example, blanco.
Yeah.
Yan, di ba? Nakataas pa ang paa. So, that's my most recent siga look.
Ang galing, galing.
So you also do print? You did print or you're still doing?
I did print. I did a lot of editorials back then. I really needed the extra money talaga to pay for my books and for my other gastos. So I did that. I did also one commercial. It was for Salitex. I was one of the brand endorsers for a time.
Yeah.
Salitex. So yun yung mga achievements. But mostly I did runway shows. So I really like doing fashion shows for our local designers. And that's really I guess I could say at this point, that's really my forte. So dun talaga ako nahasa. Paano maglakad? So ayun, dahil blank lagi yung mukha.
Tingnan nga natin yung mga pictures, ano natin, no? I think we have some of your pictures, Usec, no? Hindi mo na DOJ pag-usapan natin for a while. Wow! Ito, ang galing.
Yes. So this one naman, this is a beautiful gown made by this famous designer, si Mark Baumgartner. Yan. So very, lang siya, it's simple kasi na-emphasize talaga yung flower. Medyo hirap lang ako suotin yan kasi may bulaklak sa mukha. Pero, is ganda yan, Mayor.
Is ganda.
Yan. Ganda.
Buti na ba-balance niyo po, attorney, yung pagiging model nyo and pagiging attorney nyo. And, well, a public servant at that.
Actually, back then, when I was in the private sector, I could still model. So I would still do runway shows. But now that I'm in public service, I only do fashion shows if it's the one for Goldenberg Mansion. So parang nagsusupport pa rin to the government. And also, yung mga ibang projects na they needed models sa government. Yun, nasasalang ako. But yung bihira na ako talaga mag-runway shows kasi nga ubos sa oras dahil Mayor, di ko alam, ang public service pala 24/7, di ba?
Yes.
Ano siya?
Yung public service 24/7. Yes, 24/7.
Especially Ma'am Connie, nung nasa DILG ako, so syempre lagi po ako nasa mga barangay. I always work on the ground because ang DILG kasi ang mandate po sa amin ay to make sure na no government services or even delivery of basic services would be hampered or in any way na hindi ma-deliver kaagad. So we always work with barangay captains, with mayors especially. And when I was exposed in that world po, talagang na-realize ko, ang gagaling pala ng mga mayors natin. And if talagang gusto mo mahasa as a public servant, my advice, be a mayor. Kasi, sir, halo-halo yung mga concerns. Bukod sa yung mga concerns, syempre, sa mga basic commodities dapat or basic services na dapat binibigay natin sa mga tao. Minsan directly, yung mga problema nila, tuition nila, or gamot, di ba? Or yung para sa sakit nila. Kay Mayor pa rin yan. Kaya ang bilis din mag-isip ni Mayor, always on his toes. Yeah. So, I develop a newfound respect and admiration for those who are handling management positions in the government.
And I think also those who really have the heart for public service are those the ones who will say na kulang talaga yung 24/7 kasi they their public service. That's why they can say na kulang talaga yung 24/7.
Kulang talaga, Ma'am Connie. Minsan pa nga sasabihin mo pa na kasi you can't just tell them, oh, sorry, 5 p.m. na. I can't work on the clock anymore. No way, because sometimes tatawag sila 1 a.m., 2 a.m., may concern, may nasunog, di ba? Nagkaroon ng calamity, monitor mo yan for how many days, even if you're in Manila and it's happening in Visayas, monitor mo yan eh. So, pagod talaga yung mga natin, public servants natin. Lalo na pag sa mayor, pag sa town nila, kasi sa kanila, all the constituents, everyone is just depending on what the mayor would say and do.
Yeah. All the more na times 100 siguro kung HUCC pa, mayor ka pa ng HUCC kasi you have to think of the progress pa ng city. So,
correct, diba? Sharing yung mga best practices, diba? And of course, you want your city to be the model city, diba? That they would, I mean, not only you yourself, but also the city because it will reflect your leadership.
Yeah, exactly. Yun, public servant talaga si attorney.
Yeah, eventually magano din. Saan ka ba bumuboto, Usec? Sa Manila or?
Sa Maynila po. Pero yung magulang ko po and the rest of my family po sa Bataan.
Bataan, oo.
Okay. Mga taga-Bataan po yung mama ko.
Bataan, oo. And
pero mahal, sir. Mahal ang tumakbo. Wala. Magastos.
Yeah.
Magastos po tumakbo. So ano na lang po tayo. Hanggang ganito na lang po.
ano nga, parang natatransform ang nobility sa public service, no?
Yes, sir.
Yun nga, sa ano mo, listening to you, you admire, yung nobility of public service, na-internalize mo yan, and largely also because of what you saw sa pamilya. They have been public servants for a long period of time, no? Lumaki ka na public servant ang mami mo, and ngayon, after some years in public service, DILG, and now sa DOJ, DOJ talagang naano mo na, no? Na-feel mo talaga what your mom felt noon, no? And now you have a better feel at how difficult it had been for your mom to adjust, no?
It was. I also now understand her better because back then, she had decisions or she was doing things that I really couldn't comprehend because I wasn't in that position. But now, like, whenever I execute yung mga utos ng aming mga boss, parang doon ko na-realize na hindi pala, it's not black and white sometimes. A lot of factors come into play. So it's not like a decision that you can just do then and there. Maraming factors, sir. So I have higher respect now for public servants and what they do. Mahirap. Pero Ma'am Connie, halika public service na tayo.
Oo. Kaya ang ganda ng mo sa public service. Pero yun nga, yung doon sa isang statement mo na, mahal pala ngayon. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Usec.
I can't, I can't say more, but sir, alam mo yan.
Yeah. Pero yun nga, para sa akin na yung naano ko sa'yo, no? You grew up, public servant ang mom mo, and then I knew somehow, sometime in the past, you had dreamt na sana I would be like my mom. And then meron ka ng modeling career, pero ayaw mo dahil you'd like to be like your mom, no?
Yes, sir. Actually, my whole life talaga. My whole life.
Now you are in that world.
Yes,
pero yung comment mo lang, mahal pala public service. Wow. Medyo I hope people would realize that, no? Na ikaw nasa ano ka na, no? National government, and yet medyo ka sa yung nobility is there, pero yung price, yung cost noon, yung parang nakaka-turn off
Correct.
Nakaka-turn off, and parang nangihinayang ako for you and for people like you na yun nga, the thought of going to public service, yung elective position, parang turned off sa'yo, no? Sayang.
Sir, sa government pa lang nararamdaman ko. Kasi, sir, I mean, syempre compared to my counterparts po in the private sector, mas malaki yung kita. So, dun pa lang nararamdaman ko siya. But that's why I really say na public service is also a calling. Because, not, especially may mga ibang projects na it will go through a rigorous process of mga procurement, bidding. Minsan parang, I'll just pay for this. It's just a small amount. But whenever I keep telling myself that, pagkita ko later sa bank account ko, parang, okay lang, sakripisyo sa bayan. No, but really, but it's naman, it's something I would never, I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity in the future. So coming in talaga in public service, pinaghandaan ko na okay, maliit ang sweldo mo, or you'll probably lose a part of your savings. But sinabi ko that's okay because this is what I've always wanted my whole life. As in, there was nothing else. I felt when I entered the private sector, I felt like I was a sell-off. Parang, because I kept telling people in the past na I'll be a government employee, I'll be a government lawyer. So parang na-sell out ko yung sarili ko when I entered the private sector. And it's not because I wanted to pursue private sector for monetary considerations, but it's more like my mom kasi that can be another day, another story to tell another day. Na heartbroken kasi siya sa public service for a time. So she went through something, and then siguro because she wanted to protect me, when I was about to start my public service na journey almost 10 years ago, she stopped me. She told me, anak, huwag ka muna mag-public service. Baka ma-heartbroken ka din katulad ko, di ba? Parang love life lang, di ba? So, I respected that kasi she's my mom and sobrang dutiful daughter po kasi ako. Pag may sinabi siya, sundin mo. So, sinundan ko siya. So, kahit sobrang sakit sa puso ko, tapos parang minsan at times I feel like I'm not genuine because I really entered law. I became a lawyer really because I wanted to help out people, especially mga marginalized po natin na tao. So talagang sell out ako. But then, now, looking back, I'm grateful na rin na napigilan ako ni mom kasi napaghandaan ko sa yung sarili ko pala for public service. Ma'am Connie, sobrang iba yung kultura sa private sector saka sa public. Iba yung kultura. But I'm very fortunate po na yung dalawang ahensya po na nakatrabaho ko, a lot of them, they're very professional and talagang may sense of urgency. Because in government talaga, you really need to have this sense of urgency. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na bukas na yan or next week. Pag nagugutom na yung mga tao, pag wala silang tubig, di ba, kung wala yung mga basic needs nila na we should be providing, even the bare minimum. Hindi mo masasabi na, hindi, bukas na lang ako tutulog ko na lang yan, next week ko nang gagawin. Hindi, kasi nasa konsensya mo na dapat tulungan mo yung tao, di ba? So, yun, na-imbibe sa akin yun. And also the sense of professionalism, which I was happy to bring into to public service, and also the sense of urgency. Maraming nakasimangot sa akin when I was in DALG because my deadlines are always, we need it now. Because yun talagang calling you need it now. You can't prolong basic services to the people. You're doing a disservice to the country pag prinolong mo yan. So, coming in, yun, medyo maraming sumimangot sa akin kasi nga, I really brought in that perspective. Pero I know naman na-appreciate nila yun kasi talagang yung satisfaction na nakukuha mo pag nalalaman mo na-achieve mo tong goal, na-achieve mo or nabigyan mo ng fire truck itong bayan na hindi mo pa nabibigyan na hindi pa nakatikim ng fire truck for the last 40 years. You can never, it's undescribable. Yung, ang sarap pala ng feeling na nagawa mo to. And finally, you have a reason for everything that you went through in life. May calling ka, may higher purpose pala. So, there, I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, ganda ng ano mo, Usec, no? And ang ano dyan, yung nobility of public service is talagang malalim, no? And of course, one can easily see na then you grew up watching your mom. You grew up watching your mom, and ano talaga, no? Alam natin na she went through a good career, career that she can be proud of, the family can be proud of. Pero of course, may mga moments of challenges, no?
Yes, sir.
Alam mo na, pagkatapos naman, doon mo rin ma-realize na ano na yan, parte na ng buhay, and hopefully she became stronger with that, and no?
Weather lang, di ba? Sabi nga po ni President weather lang yan. Kaya yun din, sir, lagi kong iniisip yun because of what she also experienced. Iba yung attitude ko rin po coming in. So ako talaga parang, di ba meron tayong kultura na dapat maging grateful ka. Ako here in public service, like ko sinasabi, the people don't owe you anything. You owe it to the people that you deliver the basic needs. Ikaw nga yung in-appoint dyan, ikaw yung pinaupo dyan . So you have to be deserving of your position. So that is the mindset that I have po na pag sinasabi nila, Usec ka, ang taas-taas. Hindi, trabaho to, utusan ako ng tao. And I like it. I like that kind of perspective because it also keeps me grounded po.
Yeah.
Kasi ilang years lang to, sir. I'll never know. After this administration, balik akong private sector, diba, I will go back to my old position as a private lawyer. So I need to be grounded. Tapos dapat kung ano ka dati before this position, dapat ganun ka pa din. You need to stay humble. And you don't step on other people. You need to be kind. Because you'll never know, sir, bilog ang mundo.
Yan ang tama rin na attitude, especially sa department like the Department of Justice, no? That attitude is precisely what our key people in that department should have, no? So, galing, Usec, no? And I know it's just a matter of time. You're at this moment, nasa adjustment stage pa. But I'm sure ano mo rin yung niche mo dyan, no? Anong area sa DOJ dahil napakalawak ng coverage sa Department of Justice, no?
And kung malawak na po pala ang DALG, mas malawak rin pala ito sa
yes,
DOJ.
yes.
So,
Oo.
but ano rin po, at least po, mas ano rin, angkop rin po sa skills ko, bilang puro legal po, yung mga concerns. So, na-bring in ko talaga yung training ko as a lawyer din po to DOJ.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy for that po.
Yeah. Ang ganda. Ganda ng ano. Kaya itong mga mga day-to-day issues, even yung mga important national issues, malaking bagay ang DOJ diyan.
Yes, sir.
Lalo na in clarifying what the Constitution means, what the laws mean, and of course kung ano-anong mga direksyon, anong direksyon ng ating bansa, no? And ano nga maganda ang ang DOJ, ang strength ng DOJ is cannot be overemphasized, no?
Correct, sir. I'm also fortunate po that our secretary, si Secretary Jesus Crispin Boying Remulla, who also served as the governor and congressman po yata, if I'm not mistaken, in Cavite po before he became Secretary of Justice. Ano po, I'm very fortunate to work under his leadership po kasi he's very decisive, sir. I think training niya sa pagiging previously as governor, mabilis siya, magaling siya, sir. So, ang daming perspectives ako natutunan sa kanya. Saka because he worked with the people directly, lalo sa Cavite, kumbaga, he can really empathize with the hardships that most of our Filipino countrymen are facing, nadadama niya. And so when he decides, he's very compassionate, but decisive. So we're very lucky to have him as our secretary.
Speaking of perspective po, attorney, do you still also, parang sounding board niyo pa rin si mama niyo about your stint in public service? Do you still get some inputs from her or get advice from her regarding your public service?
Yes, actually every day now, especially at DOJ, because I'm still transitioning from DILG to DOJ. So even before my mom is like my best friend. Like, I think hindi yan matatanggal sa aming mga anak. Di ba, ma'am? I bet the same with your mom also.
Yeah.
So especially when I started public service, I always consult with her because not everything is just plain black and white, like I mentioned earlier. So there are like a lot of factors involved. And I'm very lucky na because of her experience, nag-guide niya ako and may napapakita siya sa aking perspective na hindi ko marirealize yun kung hindi niya sabihin. Diba? Kasi syempre iba yung experience ko bata pa ako So syempre hindi pa kasing hasa ng mga pinagdaanan niya, especially in government, diba? So may mga times na I'm really struggling and then I'll cry to her like, ma, paano ba to? Parang ayoko kasi aminin ko na parang minsan kasi na-feel ko yung pagiging neophyte ko na public servant kasi I'm very idealistic. And in government, you need to balance you're being idealistic with the realities and hardships and the political side. So a lot of factors. So she's able to give me a lot of insights. Now in DOJ, because it's more legal, so lagi akong nagtatanong sa kanya about legal opinions or kung sino yung mga tao na dapat kausapin kasi she was there for 24 years. So pati yung mga basic admin stuff, like kunyari, ma, saan ba kukuha dito ng mga gamit para sa isang office na or para sa media? Saan ba kukuha ng mga furniture? Sabi niya, may personal yan, ganyan. Yung mga minsan na nahihiya ko itanong sa mga kapwa ko na Usec kasi nga sabihin, ano ba to? Walang alam sa mga admins. So yun, kaya tanungan ko siya kasi alam pa niya She knows it like the back of her hand. Saka may mga kinopia akong programa sa kanya na kinukwento niya sa akin ng bata na ito yung mga projects nila na ngayon I'm trying to implement it like yesterday we launched our telemedicine program in partnership with Huawei and MWell Foundation. So we had a partnership with them wherein we brought in mga units, mga tablets para makapag-telemed sila sa inside CIW or Correctional Institution for Women. So, kasi yung sa CIW namin sa Mandaluyong, I'm not sure kung paano po dyan, sir, sa Cagayan po, no? But we have 3,138 na PDLs now. And we only have one doctor catering to all of them.
Yeah.
So, hindi talaga enough. Kasi, lalo na, ano sila, di ba, isang, yung tulugan nila, tabi-tabi sila, tapos masikip rin sila kasi mataas ang congestion rate natin sa ating mga penal institutions. So, we brought in this partnership para 24/7 may access sila sa doktor, and they can just do it at any time. We don't need to wait for the doctor to come in kasi at night may emergency, di ba? So, ayun, we want this program to be also replicated po sa iba't iba namin mga facilities.
Yeah.
And then next month po, hopefully, we're able to bring in naman po yung mga livelihood programs po natin sa mga kababaihan natin doon. Because as a woman myself, I want to promote po talaga yung economic empowerment for them. Kasi nga, a lot of the PDLs po, nakakalimutan na ho ng mga pamilya nila kasi some of them are perceived to be burdens na in their families. So, while they're waiting for their sentence po, at least may contribution po sila sa kanilang mga pamilya. Saka para dinadalaw pa rin sila ng mga families nila. Also, when they come out, may trabaho sila or may skills sila na pwedeng gawin so that they could take care of themselves. Kasi marami rin kayong mga PDLs na kahit natapos na yung sentence nila, nagsistay, Ma'am Connie, kasi nga wala nang uuwian eh. So they'd rather stay inside.
Right.
So yun po, yun yung isa sa mga programa po na we are currently working on, and hopefully po we could invite you po or maybe we could also implement the same program po there po sa inyo po. Baka po pwede nyo kami imbitahin para we can
It really looks like you hit the ground running, attorney.
We'd be very happy to collaborate with you, Usec.
Sige po, para po matulungan natin.
Yeah.
In the meantime, nagsisignal na si Shine. Yeah. Well, I understand you have other appointments pa.
Yes, sir.
How I wish. Yeah, how I wish you could.
Sorry na masarap po yung kwentuhan. And sorry, ang dami ko pong nasasabi because mahihayin po talaga ako, sir.
Siguro we can ask for your parting message po, Usec.
So sa lahat po na naghahangad na maging public servants, ini-encourage po kayo na please, let's help the government be part of the solution. Imbes na nagko-comments na lang tayo na ganito, ganyan, you can do your part by being aware of our issues, knowing how to help, volunteering at your local communities, and also magtulong-tulungan po tayo. Dapat po maging united po tayo sa lahat po ng mga adikain po at mga programa po na binibigay sa atin po ng gobyerno, at sana po ay patuloy na magsuporta kayo. Sa mga nag-aspire maging public servant, have the heart, prepare yourself, and love our country. First and foremost, love our country. So I'm encouraging all the youth, especially listening, to come and help and join the government. It's very fulfilling. I promise you, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that you will never, ever regret. Thank you so much.
Galing.
Yes, attorney. Thank you very much po talaga. Maybe we can let attorney go, and then we can do our takeaway din po, sir, so that we can see attorney who can proceed with her appointments today. Attorney, salamat po talaga.
So much, Ma'am Connie, Mayor, and hopefully I could visit you po one of these days for our project.
Give me a call. Kumusta sa mom mo, ha? Kumusta sa kanya?
I will po.
Thank you, attorney. Take care.
Thank you.
And congrats. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, grabe si attorney hitting the ground running yun. Kaya kaayos na tanan. Bago pa din siya na-appoint.
1 month. A little over a month lang.
Pero grabe.
So, kanakaroon, nasa adjustment pa siya. Siguro, ubay man po ng Usec sa DOJ. At least 4 or 5 siguro. And daghan ng mga areas diya, no? And of course, ang secretary, called as secretary what to assign sa iyang mga Usec, no? Ang kanindot ni Usec, Margie? Marge, oh. Kuan siya, ang iyang fundamental, ang iyang pre-law was applied economics, no? So, kuan ka na kayo, pwede, so sa banking, finance, dili na siya.
Pero more on sa kuan siya, more on sa communication siya, na-mention
yeah,
siya.
Pero
maybe because
sa tungod sa DILG, pero kuan pa na, I'm sure along the way, makita niya kung asa siya best. Makita po siya secretary ni Boying Remudia where to assign her, no? Pero of course naasad na kay na may uban mga Usec sad, so di masad na ingon nga dinhi ka kay maayo ka na ay ko na ang importante sa diya ang chemistry sa mga Usec ug sa secretary. Pero ang tanaw ko kang Usec Marge, her fundamentals are very, very strong, very solid. Kuan siya, comes from a family of lawyers or public servants pa. Ang iyang mami, former DOJ, former ombudsman, ang wealth of experience sa iyang mami, dako kayo og tabang maka-guide sa iya as she coasts along, no? And I'm sure na ay mga uncertain moments sa iyang career, mga difficult moments, she has her mother to ask, no? And I'm sure kuan siya. Or bisan na sa iya na mismo, I think gwapo ang iyang foundation, no? And then ang iya sang training as a lawyer, real estate and uban nga mga related services. I would imagine appeal na ang finance diha and all that. So good luck sa kang Usec Marge. Kuan na siya kana ilang sorority sa Ateneo de Manila is very solid sa kay nga grupo, mga kuan na sila, mga who's who. Sunod na siya pa, model pa. Asa ka kita na Usec na, model pa, bright pa, guwapa pa, buutan pag yun, no? Kuan lang, I don't know kung naka-try na siya sa Shine Collection.
Couture. Diba? Basta hindi, sir, nun. Pero sa ako, sir, kay na-struck ko sa iya because although she mentioned na usahay feeling niya neophyte siya, but she's not naive.
Oh, of course.
It's just that she chooses to see the positive, and that's what I really like. I think we need a lot more public servants like her. Na kanang, na ay mga negatives, but you choose to focus on the positives and work on that. Kaya makatakod sa baya ang positivity. Hindi lang sa COVID, pero pati sa attitude.
And consider siya, growing up with her parents, her mom, nakita sa niya ang challenges of public service and ang nuances. No, it's not all phrases. It's not all good and beautiful things. No, nasa'y gulong ng palad. Gulong ng palad. So, na ay ups, na ay downs. Pero ang importante is ang iyang commitment to give public service the very best that she can. No? Ang galing. So, kumusta atong kuan ugma na pwede na ba nato i-announce ang atong guest ugma? Kulba atong mga guests, ha?
Lagi, kulba ang mga naka-line up ni Mama Shine. So, kung mga katong mga ganahan magtan-aw kung kinsa na sa atong mga ipang guests sa sumusunod nga mga adlaw. Stay tuned lang mo din sa atong Overtime Daily. And I think that wraps up for today. Ubo kayo ang atong time karon, but don't worry, mag-overtime kita definitely sa sunod na to nga mga episodes. But if you guys want to rewatch our show, you can do so here on our Facebook account, or you can check us out on YouTube where we have our food vlogs and other specials. Also our past episodes there. Among handle sa YouTube is at Oscar.Moreno. And TikTok, kinsa bagay walay TikTok, kamong tanan na ay TikTok, so check us out on TikTok. Our handle is at Oscar.Moreno_. That's it for us today, and I hope nga maskin muburang atong time with our guest. I hope nga daghan pod mong nakuha, especially ang yang positivity for public service. Kay pwede magidiay nga kanang pure ang imong passion for helping others. I guess that's it again. Attorney, thank you very much. And we will all see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.